You tried the server-side rendering for React?
No.
Okay. So do you know about it anything?
Generally, server side, I mean, in general terms, I know what is server side rendering because server side rendering is nothing but you don't have much logic on the client side. If you request anything, I mean, if you do any action on the web UI, you will get the HTML code or the view code necessary to display from the server itself. That way, the rendering will be easy. I mean, it will be very fast
Okay.
rather than doing the logics and operations from the client side.
Okay. So how do you handle the data fetching and synchronize operation in React?
Data fetching is, I mean, fetching from an API, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Yeah, you can do it in two ways. I mean, you can use the fetch. If you use dot fetch, what will happen is you will return, I mean, it will return you a promise. So you have to resolve the promise using dot then. You can use it, I mean, you can also use at the rate, I mean, sorry, use effect React hook. If you
Hmm.
use effect React hook, it will I mean, basically for use effect React hook, it will have some default arguments like what has to be done and when the UI has to render. So if you pass the arguments, depending on that, the API call will happen. You can do it using Axios. If you use Axios, it's a third-party library. It's nothing but it's like a HTTP client for Angular. If you
Mm-hmm.
use Axios, what will happen? Directly, the result will directly give you a response object instead of a promise, like we have using dot fetch.
Okay. So if your data getting not, suppose your API get failed, in that case, oh, how you will handle it?
We can have a what error object
Mm-hmm.
and write and handle the error case in the error object.
Okay.
We have something like error boundary.
Correct. That is what
Yeah.
I'm asking. Okay. So, but do you know how to write that error boundary for application? Where we have to add that?
Uh, no, I don't know actually. I'll see that. I'll practice that.
Okay.
But I saw that error boundary was before the introduction of hooks. So after the introduction of hooks, it will not work, right?
You can use a catch as well, na? Try
Okay.
catch error for error handling. Correct.
Okay. So if you're
If you are
using
using,
use effect
if you
hook,
are,
you
yeah.
will do it using
See,
catch.
see, if you are using a sync await, okay, then you can
Mm-hmm.
use catch as well. Okay. And if you are using the promise like the way for fetch and Axios, then you will be having the resolve and reject method. Correct. Over there in the
Yeah.
catch block, you can get your error.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So have you heard about use memo?
Yeah, UseMemo is a React hook that is used for, expensive CPU operations.
Okay. CPU operations means
I mean, any changes to the DOM, basically. However, if they are like if they are not to be done frequently, if
no,
they then you have to use UseMemo.
no, not like that.
Okay.
See, it is kind of the technique to memorize your data. Okay. So to avoid the unnecessary call. Okay.
Oh yeah, it will cache actually, right? It will cache, it will have a cache so that every time when the user is asking for that information, it doesn't have to undergo the entire process. It will return the result from the cache.
Hmm. Yep. Correct.
Okay,
So read about that as well.
sure.
So have you heard about reconciliation?
Recanalization.
Hmm.
No, not really.
Okay. Yep. Read about this as well.
Okay.
Okay. So what is forward reps?
Forward refs, I actually forgot. I read about them. I mean, generally, ref is nothing but if you want to have access to I mean, if you want to have access to the DOM directly, if something is being typed in the input box or something, we use ref.
Hmm.
Yeah. So what forward ref? I don't remember. Sorry, I read about it, but I forgot.
Okay. Yep. Read about that because that is also one of the used concept.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So have you heard about higher order components?
Yes, higher order components are nothing but if you want to, I mean, generally they are used for reusability. If you don't want to write again repeated code, we use higher order components. Higher order components are components which take another component as an input and gives an enhanced component.
Okay. So can you give me the one example of it where you will use the higher order component?
For example, say you have a file where you have some form or something. I mean, generally, you try to use higher order component if it doesn't have any logic. Like most of the contents should be static. Then only you are supposed to use higher order components.
Okay. Okay. So have you heard about React Fiber?
React Fiber is nothing but it's a normal framework to use React JS.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Read about this as well.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. Okay. Suppose you have a big scale application, okay, in React, and it is
Okay.
taking quite a time to load the components, getting the data from backend, and you might have been seeing that suppose that application is not following the proper things, whatever we use, the code splitting and all. So
Mm-hmm.
instead of using lazy loading and code splitting, how you will check the performance of application and how you will implement it, means optimize it.
Okay, generally, you can optimize the React applications using lazy loading, and we can also, I mean, we have to make sure that our application is not having too many things that will affect the DOM because that will again affect the performance. I mean, re-rendering of the DOM. And we can also see if we are using the context API because that context API will slow down the application performance. We should not mostly use it. And we can also see there is another there are things like string APIs. We should not use that string APIs as well because performance will be affected with that.
Okay, but how you will identify this component is taking this much of size in the bundle file? Suppose you have 10 components and 9 component is taking 100 KB, but your one component is taking 5 MB. So how you will know that?
Not sure. I mean, is there any command or so to see such things?
There is a package, one package, Webpack Bundle Analyzer.
Okay.
It helps us to get the size of the bundles.
Okay. So
And
this will,
yeah,
where will we see this? I mean, when you do npm start or?
no. You have to import it from the NPM. You have to download that.
Oh,
Just try to see. And okay, so another thing, so we have to compress our JavaScript CSS file as well, correct?
yeah.
While optimizing. And one more
Mm,
thing over there, we have to think about the SSR as well. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. Then we have multiple ways to handle the things at the UI, like the way we have. You might have been heard about service worker and progressive web apps.
Yeah.
That also be kind of the helpful. And suppose your image is taking 5 seconds of time. Okay.
Mm.
To optimize it, what you will do?
Uh, to To optimize it, I mean, to generally fix such scenarios, what we can do is we can introduce a loader so that the user will not get affected. So, I mean, it will show a
See,
loader so until the image will
wait.
be loaded.
See, suppose you have one application, but that image is not loading into the viewport. When you scroll down, then only that image is visible to user. Okay. But
Okay.
but right now what happening? It is taking 5 seconds. See, 15
Mm,
seconds it is taking. Still that is
okay.
not in the viewport, current viewport. When you scroll down, then only it should be visible. Okay. But
Mm,
still it is loading to the DOM. So that I'm asking, do you know how to do this?
mm. No, I actually I don't know.
Yeah, so we can load the image as a lazy as well.
Okay.
Lazy load images there, defer loading.
Oh
Yep,
yeah, right. I have seen that. Yeah, we have that
yep,
lazy property in the image also.
yep. Try to implement that in somewhere so you will understand it thoroughly. Okay. And we take one technique we talked about the React memo, use memo. So
Yeah.
that also be helpful for in that case.
Okay.
There are
You
couple of
mean
things. Yeah. So
yeah, you
improve the
mean that I have
performance.
to okay.
That.
Sure.
Yep. Okay. So what is React suspense?
Suspense?
Hmm.
No, I haven't heard about it actually.
Are you sure?
Yeah, suspense.
Have you imported a components in application?
Yes.
Okay. So to make it as a lazy loading, what you do?
We add lazy in the route.
Okay. Anything else you do?
That's it. We add lazy in the route, and what we will do is instead of directly rendering the component, uh, we write it as a arrow function
Mm-hmm.
so that we'll be able to pass the props.
Okay. Yep. So that is the method of the our React lazy, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So there is concept as a suspense as well. So read that as well.
Okay. Inside the lazy itself.
Yep. It is used to the data fetching as well.
Okay.
Yep. Read about
Fine.
that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll read about it.
Yes, sure. Okay. Okay. So how the tree shaking happens in the React?
Generally, it's a process of that compilation itself. I mean, tree shaking is nothing but removal of all the unused things in the application.
Mm-hmm.
Any unused variables or unused functions, anything that is not being used will be removed as a part of that bundling process.
Okay. Uh, okay. I think we have covered the difficult question. I think I do not ask this much difficult question mostly, but as per your experience, so I thought that I can ask such kind of questions. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay. So have you created a validation form?
Yes, I have created a validation form.
Okay. So how you will handle the validations in that and error handling?
I mean, generally, while you write a form itself, you will have that error properties. So we can handle there itself. For example, if you have an email, then you will have the email validation correspondingly.
Okay. Okay. So have you heard about Firebase as well? Firebase or something?
Yes,
Okay. So have you heard about SSO login?
SSO login, single sign-on.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I generally know about single sign-on. It's like if you sign in once, you'll be, I mean, you'll be there. instead of again, like how do I say, it's like we have this Okta verify login, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Yep. Can we create a custom React hook?
Yes, we can create a custom React hook if you have to, if you have any functionality that requires you to create a custom React hook, you have to create it. If in general, we use mostly the built-in React hooks because React provides a lot of hooks. So if the purpose is not met, then you build a custom React hook.
Okay. Multiple questions related to both side React and I wanted to take the JavaScript as well, but that is fine right now. You can read about the questions from the JavaScript and you can prepare the question which I mostly asked you. So as per your experience, they will try to give the more architecture level kind of questions, not the only the writing the junior level coding questions. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So with respect to React, I have noted down all the questions, so I will go
Hmm.
through them. I will
Yeah,
also try to write the code for the respective scenarios.
correct.
I will practice that as well. However, with respect
Mm-hmm.
to JavaScript, I mean, could you tell me based on your experience, if in the React interview,
Mm-hmm.
will they focus more on the React architecture or on the JavaScript?
See what happens. So depend upon the interviewer as well, how
Okay.
he is looking for the candidate. But JavaScript is the basic of everything, correct? So
Yeah.
you should be knowing all those things. What is event
Yes.
loop? Then how you will create the asynchronous, synchronous, because you are using the fetch from there only. Array methods we are using from there only. So
Yeah.
all those things are based on the JavaScript only. So that is I'm saying. So prepare for that as well. So you can go through our videos. I asked too many questions related to JavaScript, and you can note down those questions one by one. So it will help you for the future.
Sure, sure. I mean, actually, I've gone through certain videos, and the JavaScript is actually fine by me.
Mm-hmm.
However, there will be some problem-solving questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was looking on some problem-solving questions. So if you have uh, any material or any questions that you can provide me, that will be great. Like,
Okay.
how to
So
say, yeah.
actually, see what I do usually, I do create some array and I try to ask on based on the time only. So for not each one I do ask, but the people who are the junior level, so I do ask for them mostly.
Okay. Yeah,
At
so mostly it will be
Hmm.
array methods like map, filter, and
Yeah, what is
yeah,
the no, arrow function? What is this over there? What is difference between arrow function and normal function? All such kind of simple questions, not much difficult.
yeah. Okay.
Anything else?
Okay, yeah. That's cool. Nothing much. In the beginning, you told me that you will provide me some
Ah, oh, sorry. Let,
React
let me
thing.
share my screen with you.
Sure.
Uh, I'm just ping. Let me mail you as well. Okay, sharing my screen. Okay, so here is a simple website few people's has been created. So this is the
Mm-hmm.
React mini challenges. So you can find the
Okay.
React challenges and JavaScript challenges over here. Okay.
Okay,
So
cool.
so sometimes what happens? So interview will ask you to create a counter like this.
Yeah.
Correct. And if I want to decrease by 5 and reset it as well. Okay. And decrease
Got
by
it.
5. Okay. So such kind of things mostly ask the interview. So try to solve this kind of things. So it will help you. Suppose if I add over here and I put enter. So few days only I got to know about it. So I'm trying to create a small videos on this as well. So how to do this and what are the things interview will see while you are writing this such kind of code. So let me share this both the links with you. So you can see here JS Mini and React Mini,
Cool.
correct?
Yeah, this is actually interesting. Yeah, if
Yeah.
we
So
solve such questions, it will be helpful in the interviews.
yeah, so that is I'm saying. Actually, I asked a couple of questions to the peoples, but I found bit difficult to solve in the interview. So I thought that I can share this. So it will helpful for everyone. So investment calculator
Yeah,
is there. Suppose someone
right.
asked to create this, so how much investment would be like this?
Mm.
So I have pasted in the chat. You can copy it and
Sure,
paste
sure.
somewhere. Otherwise, I will mail you as well. Copy link.
Okay.
Let me
Yeah.
mail.
Thank you. Thank you so much for providing this.
Yep. Okay, then if you need any help, ping me on Instagram anytime.
Yeah, sure, sure. So mostly my interview is on tomorrow itself. However, tomorrow it's with like architect and the director. So I'm thinking it will be mostly based on behavioral questions and resume based interview. So
Okay.
if it gets to the next point, where I will have a technical interview,
Mm-hmm.
uh, if I require another round, I will practice. I'll definitely practice all these mini challenges and the questions which you asked me just now also. So if I require another, probably another round from you, another mock interview, I'll reach out
Yes.
to you.
Yep. Yep. No